Según los datos, antes de la aparición de la variante Delta, las vacunas conseguían reducirle el contagio en un 60%. Esa medida de prevención de la vacuna para evitar contagios ha caído al 40%.
We are deeply disappointed by the decision of several countries to prohibit travel from a number of Southern African countries, including our own, following the identification of the Omicron variant. This is a clear and completely unjustified departure from the commitment that many of these countries made at the meeting of the G20 countries in Rome last month. When they were there, they pledged that to restart international travel, it should be done in a safe and orderly manner, consistent with the work of relevant international organizations such as the WHO, the International Civil Aviation Organization, and the International Maritime Organization, and the OECD. The G20 Rome Declaration noted the plight of the tourism sector in developing countries and made a commitment to support a rapid, resilient, inclusive and sustainable recovery of the tourism sector. Countries that have imposed travel restrictions on our country and some of our Southern African sister countries include the United Kingdom, the United States, the European Union members, Canada, Turkey, Sri Lanka, Oman, the United Arab Emirates, Australia, Japan, Thailand, the Seychelles, Brazil, and Guatemala, among others. Now, these restrictions are completely unjustified and unfairly discriminate against our country and our Southern African sister countries. The prohibition of travel is not informed by science, nor will it be effective in preventing the spread of this variant. The only thing the prohibition on travel will do is to further damage the economies of the affected countries and undermine their ability to respond to and also to recover from the pandemic. We call upon these countries that have imposed travel bans on our country and our other Southern African sister countries to immediately and urgently reverse their decisions and lift the bans they have imposed before any further damage is done on our economies and to the livelihoods of our people. There is no scientific justification whatsoever for keeping these restrictions in place. We know that this virus, like all viruses, does mutate and form new variants. We also know that the likelihood of cases in countries such as Hong Kong, Australia, Belgium, Italy, the United Kingdom, Germany, Austria, Denmark, and Israel. The early identification of this variant is a result of the excellent work done by our scientists in South Africa, and it's a direct result of the investment that our science and innovation, as well as the health departments, have made in our genomic surveillance capabilities. We are one of the countries in the world that set up a surveillance network throughout the country to help us monitor the behavior of COVID-19. The early detection of this variant and the work that has already gone into understanding its properties and possible effects means that we are better equipped to respond to the variant. We pay tribute to our scientists who are world-renowned and widely respected and have demonstrated that they have a deep knowledge of epidemiology. There are a number of things that we already know about this variant, Omicron, as a result of the work our scientists have been doing on genome surveillance. Firstly, we now know that Omicron has far more mutations than any previous variant. Secondly, we know that Omicron is readily detected by the current COVID-19 tests. This means that people who are showing COVID-19 symptoms or have been in contact with someone who is COVID-19 positive should still get tested. Thirdly, we know that this variant is different from other circulating variants and that it is not directly related to the Delta or the Beta variants. Fourthly, we know that the variant is responsible for most of the infections found in Gauteng over the last 2 weeks and is now showing up in all other provinces in our country. There are still a number of things about the variant that we do not know yet, and that our scientists in South Africa and elsewhere in the world are still hard at work to establish. Over the next few days and weeks, as more data becomes available, we will have a better understanding of, one, whether Omicron is transmitted more easily between people, and two, whether it increases the risk of reinfection, and three, whether this variant causes more severe disease, and four, how effective the current vaccines are against this variant Omicron. There are several concerns about the Omicron variant, and we are still not sure exactly how it will behave going forward. Hello, South Africans, the emergence of the Omicron variant and the recent rise in cases have made it clear that we will have to live with this virus to play. We will not be defeated by this pandemic. And I'd like to say tonight that we should not panic. We have to live with this pandemic. We have already started living with it. We will endure, and we will overcome, and we will thrive. May God continue to bless our beautiful country and protect her people.